We all know that Sova is one of the best initiators when it comes to creating complex and innovative lineups, making him one of the few agents with an extremely high skill cap. That is why in this video we'll show you the best Sova lineups on Pearl that will take your usage of his utility to a whole nother level. This will include both attack and defensive lineups, double shock darts, and even fake recon arrows. Let's get right into it. First, we're going to take a look at the attacking side lineups. For the first lineup on A main, you'll need to line yourself up with the corner of this box. Then place your crosshair on the bottom left edge of the lamp, and shoot a one-charge no-bounce dart. This will land on top of Art's building. It'll effectively clear most of A side, especially the corners that enemies are normally tucked in, as it will clear backside, Art connector, and the cubby. It's also a very good dart because it lands very high, making it hard to be destroyed by enemies, especially if your team is pushing the site at the same time. Be mindful that this dart will not clear Secret, Art, or people that are deep in CT, as well as players that are extremely close to the wall on default. This lineup is very simple yet very useful, as it'll help you get rid of the player camping on Art if there is one. It'll help you gain easier entry to A site and most definitely get an upper hand at the start of a round. Stand anywhere you'd like, as long as you can see the roof through the hole on Art. Shoot your arrow full charge while aiming at the painting on the roof. It'll land on the roof of Art, clearing the entirety of the area, and this lends you the chance to wallbang through a lobby with any high penetration weapons such as a Sheriff, Odin, or Guardian. This one might sound a little complicated, but it's quite easy and useful for clearing mid double doors, so your teammate can walk out into it or simply wallbang players that are camping mid doors. First, line yourself in this corner between the doors. Look at the plate-shaped circle as shown here and place both of your bounce crystals into the roof spike aligned on top of it. Then perform a one-charge dart. This will land behind double doors and clear anyone who is standing in the area. It makes it easy to wallbang them through the door or push them since the darts land high, making it harder for the enemy to destroy it and can work as a distraction for your push too. Be mindful that this will not clear players in or coming from mid-connector, or ones that are far deep down in B-link. So always be careful that players could still be in these areas of the map. This next lineup is very easy to do and will help you clear B site when you're pushing through B long. In order to do this lineup, you'll need to stand against this corner in B ramp and then slowly walk yourself out until you can see the giant pillar in the middle. Right under this corner of the wall, place your crosshair in that area and do a full charge one bounce. This will land on top of the orange boxes in B site, and reveal anyone behind screens as well as anyone who's sitting in sight. This won't clear people who hide very closely to the orange box or anyone that's hiding behind Heaven's Pillar, as well as those who are in B halls. Please make sure you clear B long first before doing this lineup, as if you don't, there might be a defender close on B long who could ruin your attack strategy. This double shock dart will help you in your post plant scenarios, as it completely hits the default plant area of A site. To do this lineup, you'll need to go A main, then go behind the wooden box. Stand next to the right corner of the box and make sure you crouch, as it's important for this lineup. Then align yourself so you don't see this portion of the wall anymore. After that, look up and use your left diamond icon and line it up perfectly so that it hits the corner of the box. Perform a one-charge shock dart, then pull your crosshair a little down as you can see, and then perform a one-tap charge. Please note that enemies that are pushing can easily spot you on the corner of the box, so only do this lineup if you know you have time to perform it, otherwise pushing enemies will be able to kill you. Now let's take a look at the defensive lineups. This dart will help you gain early information on the enemy's position, which might give you a huge advantage over the attackers in some certain scenarios. For this arrow, you need to stand in Art, then aim at the window on top and just hit a full charge no bounce arrow. This will land on the buildings toward a lobby, revealing enemies early on in that position whether they are pushing or sneaking. It's hard to destroy, so it guarantees that you get other information. It will not reveal enemies if they've already crossed all the way to A main close to sight. That's why you should go for this lineup during the first seconds of the round. This dart is most useful when it comes to helping out your teammates with an arrow as you're rotating. It is scenario specific, but you'll see yourself come into this situation quite often. To do this dart, you have to be rotating from A through mid connector, or even coming from double doors. The best thing about this dart is that you don't need to stop in order to land it. All you need to do is aim at the giant pillar on B, and as you're walking, do a full charge no bounce. This will land on the giant pillar on B site, revealing enemies that are pushing close to B. It will not reveal enemies on B lobby or players behind the pillar, as well as enemies that have already pushed site. Now we're going to discuss the very important topic of retake lineups. When doing these lineups, it's important to wait for your whole team to be ready for the push, otherwise it will be a huge waste of utility. This lineup will need a bit more precision to be performed accurately, but it's quite useful for retaking B site. First, line yourself up with this pipe, press W against it until you're in a fixed position, and don't move anymore. Then look at the kingdom logo and make sure that the tip of your arrow will match the tip of the second line of the logo, then perform a 1-charge dart. The arrow will land on top of the house in B site, revealing most of the site including default and in front of screens. Note that it won't reveal people in B long or B halls or ones that tuck in behind screens, as well as the ones that are close to CT or B link. In this lineup, you'll be able to retake A lot easier, especially if your enemies are going for post-plant positions. To do this arrow, walk into this corner and line up your drone logo by the right tip of the roof, then perform a 1-bar charge. This will land on the wall of A main, revealing most people on A main and some of those in sight. It will not reveal players that are hiding deep in sight like Cubby's secret, backside, or ones that hide behind the wooden boxes in A main. One of the most underrated uses of lineups is using them to fake pushes into sight, and so here we'll demonstrate 2 important fake arrows for both A and B sites. For the B fake, you need to back off against this wall in A lobby until this bottom corner lines up with the archway. Then aim at the left of this plant and pull down just above the entrance of the lobby and do a full charge double bounce. It will land around B tunnel, which is a deep arrow but will still work for faking the B side. To fake A, go to the archway of B and try to line up the edge of the roof of this building with the corner of the archway as shown here. Then aim your charge bar right under this rooftop and then perform a full charge 1 bounce. This will land on the backside of B, which might also reveal some enemies and give you an extra edge into knowing who's in B before going A. While you have learned the best Sova lineups for Pearl, you still need to master other maps in the Valorant pool. This is why we've created a playlist where you can check out all the best lineups and setups for every map in the game. You can check it out by clicking the playlist on the screen. If you enjoyed our content, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.